Welcome to AC Today. We're here in Newark, Delaware at our Angaza Sharon church. And we're here for a special reason, not just for their church service, but because 7 of their young people have decided to give their lives to Christ. So we'll talk to them and enjoy the service in this episode. Whenever we enter any one of our churches, we like to find out from the members what makes their congregation so unique.
Welcome to Angaza Sharon SDA Church, and here it's where we worship in the African way. We thank God for giving us this opportunity to be able to worship and share the word. Also, today is our baptism for our 4th generation of our children. Children who actually were born in this church who are going to be baptized for the first time. And I hope that as we go through this day, we are going to have fun and enjoy and grow. And God bless everybody who's watching.
Angaza Sharon is a community church.
Angaza was actually started by a group of about 12 young people that used to sing in a singing group in New Jersey called the Messengers, and they used to commute every Friday to go to sing in Jersey City every weekend. And they felt that maybe it is time that we formed a local group so we don't have to do the commute.
We love singing. Singing, I think even from back home, music has been a big part of our worship. In all languages, we try and do a lot of Swahili, we try and do English music, and it's so good when the young people decided to join praise team. We have a lot of teenagers who are part of our praise team, and they were born here, so really don't know too much Swahili, but through music, they are able to sing both English and Swahili songs, and I think music just brings God down.
Now, before we entered the climax of the day, we enjoyed a wonderful worship service with singing, children's story, and a message from our president, Henry J. Fordham III. This was then followed by a quite delicious and hearty lunch. Then it was my pleasure to sit down and speak with the honorees of the day, 7 young people who had decided to be baptized. Someone, share with us, how did you come to make the decision to be baptized?
Okay, so God put it in my heart, but I always denied the calling. He would always put it in my heart, when I was in a public school, private school. But I always say no. And then recently my uncle died, and it was really hard on our family. And then that's when I thought to myself, he drank, but I don't know if he went to heaven or not. So I was like, what if I just died? I know I wouldn't be going to heaven. So that's why I made the decision.
All right, so you want to make sure that heaven would be your eternal home. Anyone else? Why did you decide to be baptized?
Well, it was really that pastor bring it up to me when I was going up for one of the thing that he does when he calls everyone up to the front of the
appeal?
church. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then that's when he told me about the baptism that's going to be today. So then I was interested, and I thought that I should get baptized today.
Okay, great. Mm-hmm.
I want to be a pastor when I grow up, so I thought it'd be the right thing to get baptized.
There's a lot of things happening in high school, and you're getting tempted a lot, and there's a lot of things that come in your life that you don't know about, and I want God to be there for me, when I need Him, and to lead my way and create a path for me to be a better person. So that's why I wanted to get baptized.
Awesome, great decisions. Now, there are a lot of other young people throughout our conference, throughout our world, who are wrestling with this decision right now. What would you say to another young person who's thinking about being baptized, but are not really sure if that's something they should do? What would you say?
I would say that they shouldn't base it off of what adults are telling them to do, or what, let's say, their friend is doing, and they're like, oh, I should do it too since so-and-so is doing it. Follow your heart, talk to God about it, and then you can decide when you're ready to get baptized and give yourself to God.
Okay, great.
Well, a lot of people who are famous in the Bible, like Daniel, Jesus, they all started young. So don't be scared, because God is going to be there for you when you need Him. Honestly, when you start young, you have a chance to learn more about God than when you're older. There's more temptations that come into your life than when you're younger.
Okay.
I would have to say, like, don't deny the calling because, you know, God could come any second. Like, you could be speaking right now, God could come, and you never know what your future is. And don't, like, if your friends, like, make fun of you or whatever, you never know, like, maybe God is calling you so that your friends can be saved, so that your uncles and your aunts, even your parents can be saved.
Wonderful. So we're literally minutes before the actual baptism. What are you all feeling right now? What are some of the thoughts going through your mind?
I was nervous, but like I'm trying to get the I don't know, the butterflies out of my stomach. I'm trying to get them out.
Okay, nervous. All right, let's hear from.
Well, I was fine with it at first, but I really, since I feel as if God can like touch me and I can feel it, and that I'll try to be a better person.
All right.
I just feel kind of happy and nervous.
Happy and nervous at the same time? Okay. All right.
I feel excited and a little bit tempted to like back out because our pastor told us that the day of the baptism, the devil will try and get to you. He'll try and prevent you from getting baptized. Like this morning, I felt so sick. I didn't want to wake up. I didn't want to go anywhere. But then I was like, no, I have to go to this baptism because I know it's right for me and I know it's right for my future.
That's right. You said, devil, not today. I'm still going through with it.
I feel like very multi-emotional. I feel like happy, excited, nervous, and then like same thing as her, tempted.
Okay, all right, those are normal feelings.
Well, I'm kind of happy and kind of like scared and kind of like want to back out because I'm happy because like it's really exciting because it's like when I get like dumped in the water, like my whole body like sink down, and like when I get up, it's like a new body. But I'm also kind of like want to back down because like Kayla said, like it's going to be like a lot of temptations, like more than I've had. And like this morning, like what Kayla said, I was going to go get tea and then like I was walking and there was not a cord when I walked, and then I almost like tripped and fell on my face, and then my dad caught me luckily. So yeah,
the devil's busy because he knows that, you know, once you make your call in an election, sure, that kind of puts him, you know, behind you. So you're still going to move forward though.
About the temptation, I was feeling, I remember that I heard that there's a few certain things that you you can't do after you get baptized, and there's certain things you can do. So there's like, after you're like baptized, you're literally putting yourself on limitations of what you can do, like on the Sabbath.
Yes, I mean it's a new way of living, right? But you all are ready for that decision, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, we're standing behind you. We'll be there through the whole process, and we'll talk to you a little bit about how you're feeling after the fact, okay? Once again, congratulations on this major decision. We're proud of you. Soon it was time for them to carry out their decision, and we were there to capture it all. One beautiful aspect of the baptism service was that as each person entered the pool, Pastor Kimani shared with us a little bit about them and their journey to that point in their Christian walk. We spoke to Pastor Kimani about these young people and how his church approaches youth ministry.
Our church started, number one, as an East African congregation church. And so most of the parents who have grown up in this church have had not only two cultures, but also this nostalgia about how things used to be. And as we've now gone to our 14th year, the generation that now, the kids who have been born, even though they're African ethnically, they're American in terms of their lives and their thinking and in terms of their worldview. And what the church has been struggling with is how to balance between being an African congregation and yet meeting the needs of children who have a very different worldview. So that's the challenge that we're having. And what is unique about the just concluded baptism for us is that this is the first generation of African Americans in many ways. They are Kenyan Americans in so many ways, and they now help us set the tone into the future of how this church is going to go. In terms of linguistically, we are changing that because they're not necessarily Swahili, but what we are doing also with them is that we are teaching them the fundamentals of who we are, the values of where we came from, and the identity that has made us be successful in a foreign country. And so we do have some programs that we are teaching them, that we are trying to establish a language school. We have a VBS that draws us back towards that. But the uniqueness of them is that they don't think African. They don't have a home to go back to. This is their home. And this is the first time that now we're seeing the product in these children.
And as promised, we were also there at the end to congratulate them and get their thoughts fresh out of the pool.
I feel like a new person and that I will never feel this way again, even though my hair's still wet.
I feel like everything's going to be all right after this, after the baptism. I feel like everything's just going to go great. Even through obstacles and tribulations, I feel like God's going to be there for me.
I feel absolutely great. I love this feeling. And I'm happy I made this choice.
It felt good because it was like family coming and supporting me. So
great. I feel like a new person. I'm really happy and I'm lost for words. Really,
you could say I have a new personality.
I feel great. I feel like a new creature. I even feel better than Beyonce. I mean, I thought that was impossible, but no shade.
We also received some reactions from parents and other supporters about the decisions these young people made.
I'm always excited about baptism, and because of how I also came to Christ, now I was baptized, so baptism is always an exciting moment for me, so I'm very, very excited. I know their journeys to how they got here. I know the tears that have brought some here, and the tears of some of the younger kids who their parents actually prohibited them from getting baptized. And so it is an exciting moment. I emphasized a lot about the cooperation of parents in their walk, because there are still some parents who are reticent, who feel they're still young. There are parents who have held some others back, and they regrettably so. So I'm very excited and look forward to them doing great things for God.
They really had the desire to know exactly what it is they need to do to be saved. And that touches my heart, because the whole purpose is for our children to be saved, to see the Lord when He comes. And so I have worked with them, and I was very excited to see that they've made this noble choice to be baptized.
So for her getting baptized today, I feel like my job is done. I know it's not done really in the sense that it's done, but I feel like somewhere in my past I must have done something good.
And to culminate the day, we ended by holding hands, singing songs, and praying. It was almost as if heaven was smiling down on us as they welcomed 7 new souls. Praise God for this ministry. If you have something that you think AEC Today needs to cover, please let us know. We'd love to come visit your church, particularly community service events. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.